Well, hello everybody. Just back from the D23 Expo, and I picked up this little baby right here, the Monorail Mark VII. It's a Disneyland exclusive. It just came out at the D23 Expo. It should be in the parks shortly after. But most people who are familiar with the Monorail playsets are familiar with this one, which is the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Mark V/Mark IV monorails that they would sell in the parks. Now, I thought that when they would release the new Mark VII that they would just use the same mold as this one right here. But if you look at the box, it's a lot different. As a matter of fact, the first key right here is this baby right here. It's a remote control. So we'll show you the comparison and contrasts in just a minute. But let's look at the box differences first. For example, obviously, let's do this here. As you can see, the Disneyland box is much bigger than the Walt Disney World one. And of course, the things on the sides are different. For example, this one they both talk about the monorail and its original opening and its history, both as the Disneyland Resort on this side, this one having the Tower of Terror, the California Adventure version, and this one having a safari truck. And if we flip it around on the other side, the Disneyland one still says Disneyland, and it talks about the same thing we saw on the other side, but on the Walt Disney World, you can see the history of the resort monorail system here in Florida. And of course this one has the Sorcerer's Hat, and this one has Space Mountain. And the back is also different, other than the obvious difference of one being the red Mark VII and the other one being the teal, which is what this set is here, which is a newer set. You can see the designs at the bottom. You have Rock and Roller Coaster, then you have Sleeping Beauty Castle, the Matterhorn, California Screamin', which still has right here the Mickey Mouse, which is now removed from the roller coaster, and the Sun Wheel as it used to be. Then you have the Maliboomer, which is no longer there. The swings, which used to be bees in the orange, Spaceship Earth, Test Trek, and Cinderella Castle. And this is a new box. This is a relatively new set. This is the Monorail Teal, which just came out last year. But if we go over to the new box for the Disneyland one, of course it's got the same Sleeping Beauty Castle, the Matterhorn. But take a look at this. Paradise Pier is up on the roller coaster like it is now. The Mickey Mouse is removed, and now we have the Mickey Wheel. And the Maliboomer is gone, and the swings are gone, and of course Spaceship Earth is gone. And all the other stuff is, but we also have Grizzly River Rapids Rock right there, which is a new addition. Because this right here is a Disneyland exclusive. And of course we have the Mark VII here on the top. Okay, now we have the box open. And it's your typical standard packaging as in the old monorails, with the characters that can sit inside of the train. And I'm not exactly sure if these are new, because I have since misplaced the previous ones that I had. But, of course, here we have the remote control. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Mark VII out of the box. It's very different in look, as you can tell. Some major differences are, that I've noticed right off the bat, is that just like the model, the nose is smoother. And that instead of having just a light down here at the tip like the old one does, we have a light up here. And then there's the on-off switch like the other one, but there's no audio button on the top. So let me get the other one over here for comparison and contrast. Alright. Here we go. The two models next to each other, just like before. They both have it where they can pop open the top. And they'll have seats, but as you can see on the inside, the seats are like this. With Minnie and Goofy sitting, well, Minnie and Mickey, excuse me, sitting down in there. but the seats are facing out. If you're not familiar with the Disneyland monorails, this is how they are. They have seats all around the corners, and then seats in the middle. So it's very close and very accurate. Because even the Disneyland version of these, in the actual train cars, the seats were arranged like the one in the new one. Well, here's the button I was talking about, which you would push, which I don't have batteries in this one at the time, but you would push this and it would cause the audio to play continuously. The police stand clear of the doors and such. And of course here we have the on-off switch, which was, actually this is not just an on-off switch, this is a forward and a backward switch, which has been replaced on this one with just an on and off switch. We'll go ahead and set that to on because we do have batteries in this one. Let me turn this on its side so we can show you a better comparison. As you can tell, it is a different mold. Very different mold. It's got more contours just like the new one. This one's more hard edged. And of course, you get that smooth corners there on the end. Also, you have the molding on the top. That is new. And it's pretty much an all new design based on what I'm seeing. The lights are still at the base here, and the speakers are still down here. And it looks like the build in the ride system is pretty much the same. However, we have a new addition. The remote control. Now, this was written on my remote control, and I opened this right out of the box, and I have no idea what this means. So, who knows? But we have basic controls here on our Disneyland Resort monorail. We have stop, and here, instead of having the button on the actual old model, we have the sound here.
Thanks for traveling with us, and we hope you'll have a happy and memorable visit here at Disneyland.
And for the first time, we have Disneyland recorded audio.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Monorail. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Thanks for traveling with us, and we hope you'll have a happy and memorable visit here at Disneyland. Welcome aboard the
And we're back to the
Disneyland
beginning again.
Monorail.
And, of course, if you don't notice, this is the forward and this is the back button. Since we don't have it on track, it's not going anywhere. Going back that way. And hit stop, and it stops. I'm not sure about
For your safety, please
the lights.
remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train.
Actually, upon looking closer, that's not even a light. That's just the thing on the top. But we do have the lights down here. So cool.
Please stay clear of the doors. On behalf of the cast of the Walt Disney World Resort, welcome to the Magic Kingdom. No smoking, please. Please hold on to the handrails.
Thanks for traveling with us, and we hope you'll have a happy and memorable visit here at Disneyland. Welcome aboard the Disneyland Monorail. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train.